The truth is, all PT businesses don't need the same website. And if you're confused and if you're like, wait a second, Christine, where is this coming from? Hang with me. Because different businesses are in different situations. They serve different people. They do it in different ways. They do it with different payment forms, and they do it at different levels. Do you cringe when you find out someone has visited your website? Or even worse, do you hide because you don't have one at all? Does the stuff you have online disrupt your confidence? Does it make you feel like you can't go out and market the way you want to because you're worried what people will find when they look you up online? If that's you, you're not alone. There are so many, especially new business owners, that feel like they are not represented properly online. It doesn't give them the confidence to go out and to tell everybody about their practice, which is one of the most important things you need to do if you've been doing this for under 2 years. How embarrassing is it when the stuff's inaccurate? Maybe it's outdated. Maybe it tells about an audience that you don't even serve anymore. Or maybe, like someone I just recently talked to, you used to do mobile and your website's all about mobile, but now you have a clinical location and nobody knows it. This is a problem, and this disconnect is one of the main reasons you'll see people struggle, especially new business owners, those who have been doing this less than 2 years, those that don't have a full schedule, and those that aren't making 6 figures yet. It really puts you in a tight spot. You are still kind of a startup, right? Like you don't have a lot of money to spend, and yet you also really need to represent yourself well to seem like a legit and serious business. You need to be going out there and doing face-to-face marketing. You need to be doing a little bit of business networking. You need to be connecting with other people and getting past patients to send more people your way. And guess what all those people do when they hear about you? They go look at your website. And if you don't have a website that you're proud of, if you don't have a website that represents what you're actually doing with your clinic, you're in a really tough spot. And I get it. Look, you guys, all of us, we went to PT school to learn how to be PTs. We didn't go to learn how to do website creation. We didn't go to learn how to do marketing and advertising. So what do you do in this situation? I have so many people come to me and ask, what do I really need for a website? I've gone and looked at all these other clinics, but they're way beyond me and their websites seem really daunting. They have so much stuff on it. Christine, do I really need all that? Well, this is what we're going to talk about today. The truth is, all PT businesses don't need the same website. And if you're confused and if you're like, wait a second, Christine, where is this coming from? Hang with me. Because different businesses are in different situations. They serve different people. They do it in different ways. They do it with different payment forms, and they do it at different levels. There's some of us that were out there serving as solo entrepreneurs, not even practicing with any help, with no staff, all the way to clinic owners who have multiple locations, multiple staff, and they don't even treat anymore. They may even have managers running the practice, and half the time they're out vacationing. Do you think that business owner needs the same website as somebody who's just starting out? No, of course not. These differences matter a lot. When I think of business owners and where they are in their journey, I really consider there are 4 different levels. The first level I call thinker. That's all of you out here who are listening to this, gathering information, maybe dreaming of actually doing something on your own one day, but you haven't actually taken a step to do it. You're just still thinking. And in that case, you're doing the right things. You're gathering that info. You're absorbing all the free stuff there is out there. And you don't really need a website at this point because there is no business to advertise. Now, the next level is a starter. And the starter is the person who is in business for less than 2 years. They've had their own private practice, but their schedule is not full. They may even more still just be flirting with, is this a hobby? Do I want to make this a real business? Trying to figure out where it fits into their life. And the starters, they're not yet making 6 figures. They're still struggling to get their schedule full, to get the leads coming in, to get people to treat. They're not yet at the point where they're thinking about growing a business. They're just trying to establish a business. Now, the third level here is what I like to call the business builder. This is when you've achieved the full schedule. You've hit 6 figures. You're starting to look at bringing in staff and bringing in people to help you win back your time. You're trying to fill a second schedule. You are trying to move this business forward to create the lifestyle that you want to live, to create the work environment you want to participate in. For some people, this may mean completely getting out of the treatment room. For others, it may be hiring people to do everything else so they can just treat. Whatever your vision of a business owner is, this is where you are working towards it. Now, in the fourth level, I call influencer. This is a step beyond owning a clinic. Not everybody has to get here, but it's where people want to go when they want to take their influence beyond their local private practices and whatever their locations are. It's where they want to become an online influencer and start doing things like selling products online, becoming an online personality, and growing into that type of business. Maybe it's a consulting business, maybe it's a course business, maybe it's a products business. They have to make sure their clinic is up and running and going well, and that all of their time, they've won back enough time to be able to focus on a second venture to become an online influencer. Now, there's some key differences here depending on which level you're at on what you need for a website, right? So a thinker, we've already established there's no business. There's really no need for a website at this point. You can be thinking about it, gathering information, but you don't actually need to go build one. When you hit the starter phase, you have got to be focusing your marketing and getting your brand name out there, getting your message out there. You have to have a website, right? Because otherwise, you don't look legit and you're going to be stuck just doing this little hobby of having a few patients on the side. If you're not on the internet, if people can't find you, if people can't say to their friend, hey, you should really check out so-and-so, what's the first thing they say? Oh, what's their website? You got to have an answer to that question. And you got to have one that you are proud of, that you can confidently send to people and that you know will represent you well. Because when you're a starter, the whole goal of your website is to bring in hot leads, the people who are eager to do physical therapy, the people who don't need long-term follow-up and multiple phone calls, text, emails, etc. Because guess what? At this stage in your business, you don't have a sales team. Am I right? Because it's just you. And while you may still be learning how to become a salesperson, you don't have a sales team when you are actually treating patients to go follow up with cold leads. Cold leads that come in from things like opt-ins and downloads, from Google, paid advertising, from Facebook, paid advertising. Those all bring cold leads into your business. And you're not at the point now where you have a team that can follow up with a new lead 5 times a day until they get a response. And then maybe 3 times the next day. And then every week for a weeks on end until they become a lead. Because that's what it takes to convert people who come off those methods, advertising and taking freebies. When it comes to a starter, you have to focus on the hot leads, the people who are interested in working with you and need to be guided and directed into the next few steps so that you can get them started on their plan of care. Hot leads is the name of the game as a starter. Now, once you grow to business builder and you start developing out that sales team and start developing out the staff and start winning back time, whether that's you becoming the salesperson or whether you're hiring someone to become the salesperson, that's when you need to turn and focus your website onto adding cold lead generation. That's when you add things on, such as ebooks, such as other opt-ins, such as maybe video series, such as maybe other things that will attract people who just aren't quite ready for PT yet, but will be the ones who grow your business to epic proportions once you master them. But you're not ready for that when you're a solo entrepreneur, when you are under 6 figures. You don't have the money and the structure in place in order to do it. So starter is about hot leads. And once you get to business builder, you can go more towards cold leads. Now, when we go to the 4th level, when we go to online influencer, we are talking a whole nother ballgame, because now we're not just taking leads from your local, we are looking at how do we attract people across a large span with our reach on the World Wide Web. You can go even beyond your country into other places. You can bring your influence to a whole nother level. And that usually, for the record, actually takes a whole different type of website compared to a local clinic website. So these are really important. It's so important to understand these 4 levels and to know, first off, where are you at? I want you to ask yourself that question today. Are you still a thinker? Maybe you're building a website right now, but you actually don't legally have a practice or anything. Why are you working on that right now? Go figure out the other steps in order to get the business established and to find a patient. And then let's get that website starting to build, okay? Now, maybe you're a starter. Maybe you are under 6 figures, but you are getting a part-time schedule filled. You're getting people in the door. We need a website that represents you, your message, what you can do for other people, and that will capture hot leads, that will get the phone ringing, that will get some forms filled out, that will get people contacting you, that will get people's friends and give them the assurance that you really are who their friend says you are. That's what you need at the starter level. Now, once you get over 6 figures, once you're starting to hire staff, once you're becoming a business builder, that's when we can start addressing things like paid advertising, bringing in colder leads, learning how to nurture them, hiring a staff team to nurture them. And then when you get to online influencer, we're in a whole nother ballgame that takes a whole different type of website and a whole different type of marketing to establish your authority, not just in town, but maybe nationally and internationally. Where are you? Answer that question. And then I want you to understand the most important thing for you to grow to the next level is to master where you're at first. Maybe you are getting a fuller schedule, but you haven't hit 6 figures. That's a problem. That means you're not charging enough. And that means you're not going to have enough money to hire staff. So you're going to have to go figure that problem out before you're advancing into the business builder stage. Maybe you have a website and it is not getting you anything, like 0. Nobody calls from it. Nobody opts in on it, nothing. You have to master that and get the hot leads opting in before you can even consider moving on to the business builder level and working on getting cold leads opting in. These are the things you need to realize. Where are you now? And what do you need to master to be able to move to the next level? It's so easy to look forward, but it's really hard to look back and admit, shoot, I'm not doing that as well as I could be. So that's where you need to have some true talk with yourself and find out what is still missing from the puzzle to move you up, to move your business forward, to get you the leads you need, to get you the business and lifestyle you desire. If this is something you want to learn more about, I am going to go into much greater detail on October 27th, and I invite you to join me. It's my newest live training. I've never done this one before, and it's going to be specifically for those business owners who are thinking and ready to get started, or those who have gotten started. They're under 2 years. They're not making 6 figures. They don't have a full schedule. This is for you guys. We're going to talk specifically about what it means for you guys to get your website right, to get online, and what do you need? Do you need what all the other big clinics have? Hint? The answer is no. So come join me on October 27th. You can go to ptwebsitesecrets.com/patients on demand, all one word, and you can register. We will run out of spots, so please register early, and let's come talk about this more, because if this hit a nerve with you, there's so much more that I can teach you. So join me on October 27th. We'll go over this in more depth. We're going to go through the 2020 PT website kickstart, how you can get high quality leads from your website without spending thousands of dollars or thousands of hours, even during this global pandemic, so that you have a website to be proud of, to be confident of, one that you are willing to share with friends, with family, with colleagues, with other businesses, knowing that it's going to grow your business. I can't wait to see you on the 27th.